How's it going, everybody? It's Carpo here, and I'm going to make this video here about cannabis strains and strain hoarding. I was actually going to upload this to my other YouTube channel, my plant channel, but I figured this is one of those questions I'd like to pose to more people than just a few. Being a cannabis grower, a conscientious cannabis grower and consumer, I've always had a deep respect for breeders, people who take the time to take a male and a female plant, cross-pollinate, make genetics, back-cross them in order to get these F1 hybrids. And this stuff takes time, and it takes dedication, and it takes work to get a good strain. And maybe not that much work, but you have to sacrifice what would be kind buds for just seeds. So in this way, you can see that hoarding genetics may be something that... Now first, let me start off by saying what I mean by hoarding genetics is a lot of growers don't want to share their strains or clones, and they will gladly give you their crappier strains or give you some seeds, but they're not too big on actually sharing these clones. I've heard rumors and stories of someone paying upwards of $10,000 for one clone of the big bud, the real big bud. And I think that this is ludicrous. It's like somebody was saying, I think, people are paying $100 for a clone that shouldn't cost more than $5. Now, if somebody wants to share their genetics and somebody says, hey, how much is this clone? It should be the value of the time invested in making the clone, not how rare is this breed. But many of the strain hoarding people have caused many of these old landrace strains to be completely eliminated, and they disappear. Because you have one or two guys with the strain, something happens, house burns down, whatever, they lose all of it. And the reason this came up is because I've been growing a strain called Harlequin Tsunami, and the reports I've read on Harlequin Tsunami are vary in THC and CBD content. The average I read was something like 9% THC and like 5 or 6%, or sorry, 9% CBD and like 4 or 5% THC. The particular strain that I was given by a friend of mine, I looked at the lab results from it, the actual test, from the extract made from it, and it was 79% or 73% CBD and only 3% THC. That's a 20-to-1 ratio of THC to CBD, and that is amazing. I mean, that's just, when you're looking for a medicine that's not going to kick your ass as far as like, having these psychoactive effects, and this is an amazing medicine. So it was given to me because I am breeding high CBD strains. And I had someone actually message me the other day and ask me if I would be willing to part with 6 of those clones. And I said no, not because I don't want to share it, but because I don't really have I have a certain amount of numbers of plants I can have. And if I go beyond that, obviously I'm breaking the law. So I'm within my legal limits right now and have to stay there. And selling $5, $10 clones, is just not worth the time. But there's something else in me that tells me just not to share it with any old Joe Blow. And so I guess I was questioning my own intentions on, how much do I want to hoard a particular strain. If everybody starts growing it and then they start growing it lower quality, let's say that the quality of this particular breed will go. Let's say there's 2 people in town growing Harley Soup, and then all of a sudden there's 10 and 20, and some of the guys aren't doing it right. It can cause a bad name for the product itself, or people can start mislabeling, whatever. But generally, I think within grower circles, you should share with anybody who wants to grow for themselves. I don't blame a person for withholding a strain from somebody who's a commercial grower that says, hey, give me the way one person put it was, if somebody gave you the clone, then you shouldn't be greedy and hoard it to yourself. You should be willing to share it with others, unless they had a request that you keep it for yourself. But on the other hand, if it's something you bred yourself, like I have some seeds and some strains that I bred myself, nobody else has them, only Carpo Genetics exclusively, and not that anybody wants them at this point, but I would have to say down the road, all the time that I put into, creating these strains, trying ones, grow it out, that doesn't look good, it doesn't work, the buzz isn't right, something. A lot of time was put into it, and it is a business to a lot of people, so I can understand that side of it. And but I would just like to see people share more of their clones. and be willing to share some of these, what they call elite strains, which are nearly impossible to come by. It's just become another, a machine, a business machine. That's just how it is. Anyway, I don't really know. I just wanted to get some other people's thoughts on the whole idea of sharing clones, and let me know what you think if you're a grower. If you're a grower or a cannabis user, I mean, obviously for someone who doesn't know the trade or the business, they'd say sure, just share, or maybe no, just keep it to yourself. But a balanced view on it, it has to be somewhere in the middle, I guess. Anyway, just some thoughts on cannabis genetics, and hope you all have a great day.